Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Moxie Pod. I'm Sonia and this is Sarah. Together we have a Cerebral Palsy podcast where we have an open discussion about CP, talking everything about it, the good, the challenges, the funny, and the achievements. Let's start building a better mindset together. Are you kidding me? My AC just went off. Oh my god, guys, I'm so sorry. Maybe it's ASMR, but
I can't hear it, so
okay, good.
also my mic has not been working, nor my headphones, so
I was just gonna, yeah, I noticed you didn't have your headset in for
I
once.
know it makes me so sad, but as long as I'm not echoing through your end, we should
No,
be
not at all. Literally
alright.
not. Notice no
Well,
difference out on it.
okay. Okay, so today we're gonna delve deeper into our transitions from, going into adulthood with CP and how that looks like. We went over the medical stuff last week and also, um, we went through health and what else did we go to?
We touched on relationships, moving out.
Yeah, and that moving out, yes. And I know there's much more to talk about, so we're gonna dive into mental. I'm dead. Okay.
Mental health. Obviously, our physical health is not
Yeah,
physical
no,
healthy right
no,
now, so.
I'm joking. Okay, yes, we're going into like mental health issues and just maintaining mental health and you go through that process, as well as employment and education. And I kind of wanted to touch on this idea. I was thinking about, um, I was processing how I wanted to go through this episode. And as you transition into adulthood, the universal and unique challenges you face growing up with CP,
Yeah.
and those don't take away from other factors, such as socioeconomic factors, or family dynamics, or literally where you're born and where you grow up. And as I was thinking about that, I know everyone faces those same issues as they're growing up. Opportunity is not just handed
And
out. It's it's where you're born, how you're born, when you're born. I think that's
so much random shit.
yeah, and it all ties together, right? I feel like I'm kind of
Mhm.
rambling, but my
No, I
point
get
is
where you're going with this.
My point is, and on top of having a disability, there are other factors that all like circle into this criteria of you growing up and how you grow up. Um,
Yeah, we're a lot
and
more
I
than our disability.
and I thought that could be a really thoughtful conversation one day because it's hard growing up poor and especially when you are disabled. You're
Mm-hmm.
relying so,
Expensive.
yeah, you rely so much on the government too, I think, as well as your parents. So who's to say you aren't this person that could do amazing things, but you're stuck in an environment that doesn't flourish that.
Yeah, I agree. I think CP is like an additional worry or like the thing that might spur mental health issues because like I know like obviously like CP is a causation of some mental health turmoil I've undergone, but it's not solely CP, right? It's a bunch of other things that add up, like how you were saying, family dynamics, social things, yeah, your socioeconomic, where you're born, like so it's like all of these things combined and then like CP is just the icing on the cake.
Right. And when you talk about mental health and kind transitioning, you think about I'm going to, in some cases, be living on my own. And how do I face depression, anxiety, and isolation living on my own too? It's
Mm-hmm.
it's factors you kind of can't plan for or
Yeah.
can't prepare yourself for that you're gonna have to face along the way too as you grow, as you gain more independence in ways as
Yeah,
well.
definitely. I feel like, and with it going off that, when you are going through this, like some days you may be like up here, the feelings of
Yeah,
depression, anxiety, and isolations, you're not really feeling, you're on your own, you're feeling good. And then the next day it just comes crashing down and the wave
right.
hits you. You feel like you're drowning. So it is very unpredictable and it almost feels it's out of your control in a way. It's like, is today going to be a good day or not? What side of the bed am I gonna wake up on? You know what I mean? It's like just literally a roller coaster. And you're along for the ride, it almost feels. And I think it's so hard to learn how to take control over your thoughts and process those feelings.
Totally. Yes. Um, many of you know I struggle to this day with my voice, and hearing it back, it just irks me so bad. And I recently took life coaching from
Oh,
Layla.
wow.
He was explaining to me like how I view myself has a lot to do with trauma I faced in the past. And
Yeah.
I'm slowly realizing she's really great, by the way. She's really insightful. And I'm learning that I can't really move forward until I realize these traumas and try to get to the root of it all, which I think the root of it comes from social isolation and like being picked on. And I had a hard time growing up. I didn't have many friends. I didn't have many friends to talk to.
Yeah, it's
So
very
it all goes back to that. It's been a really a turning point for me in a lot of ways.
yeah, I think you reach a lot of like self-realization with that is how much of your current behavior or your patterns that you want to break are rooted in um your childhood. I definitely have just kind of, I've been spending a lot of time on my own and I've just been kind of thinking and realizing that, and this is gonna sound so bad, but I talked to ChatGPT and it's actually provided me great insight and I'm gonna start therapy again. But what I was saying is like I noticed some patterns like when I was younger, if I would need extra help or something, kids would kind of make fun of me and I felt
Yeah,
different. So now it's become really hard for me to like advocate for myself. When I do need that help, I just worry about that embarrassment. Like,
I
say I need someone to hold my hand going up the stairs. It's like, obviously, nobody really cares. No one's gonna notice and think of anything of it. But because of that child trauma, I'm just focused and thinking how embarrassing it is. So I just think, even for little things like that, I was made fun of. So like now sometimes I'm like very hypercritical and I feel like I have to put up this front and I can't make a mistake or I can't do something because someone is gonna make fun of me for it or something like that. So I get that. And then how you're saying like I think I've talked about this before. I didn't have a real friend until eighth grade. And then I got like really close friends in ninth grade. So growing up not having friends, it made it hard to like trust people when I made friends. It was like weird in a way, and it just stunted me socially almost because I just had never had someone to hang out with, someone who was genuinely interested in my life that wanted to
yeah,
spend time with me, and that was kind of interesting to navigate. And I feel it almost made me isolate myself because I was scared to lose it because I didn't have it before.
totally. Yeah. And when I hear that, I'm sad, but it's the same thing for me, It's like I can be sad for you and I can't be sad for myself. Like, what is
It's
that?
really weird. Like you feel
Yeah.
empathy to other people, but to yourself, it's like, oh my God, I'm being dramatic. People have it worse, or oh, I don't deserve to feel sad. I shouldn't feel this way. But when it's someone else, like your heart really goes out to them, but you can't give yourself
Yeah.
that same grace.
And it's this double blind of, yes, we can be so independent when we want to be, but there is a hard stop sometimes. Sometimes there is stuff we just need help with, and it's getting past that guilt of, oh, they shouldn't be doing this for me, or, oh, gosh, I hope they don't feel less of me because I need this help, you know.
I think we're very concerned about our self-image and how other people perceive us. And I feel like because we had this disability, we internally think that makes us less than, or we
Mhm.
just don't want.
Yeah.
So we kind of maybe project it like on most people, so we don't want them to see us as less than by asking for help or anything. But I think in reality, they obviously, it's just something that you have to work through because the right people really don't care. They want to be there for you. And I say that, and I still struggle sometimes with like asking my friends for help or little things like, oh, can you carry me? Can you carry this for me? I can't see that. Can you read that to me?
It's a hill we're both climbing, and one day we will get to the top. I know it. We will find the top and we will be better for it.
Yes. And be
Another,
looking down below.
yes, another thought I had while looking over our notes is, where is the leadership? Where is, for people with CP, people with CP are often left out of the conversation about disability, disability policy, and power. What does it mean to build your own leadership when the world forgets to make space for you? And here's the idea: who in the CP community can we look up to as a guiding light, There really is no one. And I feel like
The issue.
as we were talking, who would want to do that? Who would want to put themselves up to be criticized, to be harassed for trying to be a leader for a disability that's, I think, the number one physical disability in the world, right? I mean, a ton of people have
Mhm.
CP. So where is the leadership? Who can we look to find support with that? And I feel like,
Yeah,
oh, maybe this podcast is a step towards that. By
yeah.
no, by no means do I feel like I'm gonna be the leader, anything like that.
Yeah, we know
But
this isn't going to be something that's going to reach a million people, but
right, but
just
hopefully
starting a
it's
discussion.
a small CP step forward. But
Right, something.
yeah, that's something I would really, something that was gnawing at my brain for a couple days now. Do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And I think that's what makes it so hard to raise awareness because there is no clear figure who can guide and be like, okay. Because I feel like with a lot of other things, there's like a monumental person who has
Mhm.
the condition, and that helps like able to like body people. Like for autism, you can think of so many leaders and big able-bodied people that kind of like they see, oh my God. So to look at how they are. And then for people with autism, it's like gives them inspiration and it's like you see their post, you repost it. And for CP, there is no one of that
Mhm.
light. Unless there is, enlighten us,
Yeah,
please.
yeah, please let us know. But I've been doing a ton of research, and I can't really find too much. I know there's been actors and people that have written books and written children's books, and that's wonderful. I think people with CP really, no matter how effective we all have purpose in this life. There is something each one of us, no matter how big, no matter how small, that we can achieve in our lifetime. But if no one is telling us go for it, it'll never build up to anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
I,
feel like sometimes you just need that extra motivation, that extra courage, encouragement.
yes.
I think that's the issue. And I feel like, especially when, for example, for me, there's things that I know I will never be able to do, and that some days just kills me.
Yeah.
It's crippling where I'm, especially with not being able to drive, it makes me worry about the future. How am I gonna get around? I can't be depending on people. Uber's expensive as hell, and it's like that's why I feel like I'm forced to move to a big city just so I can have that independence and get around without relying people. But I feel like in the current moment, I'm missing out on so much. I want to be
Yeah.
involved with on campus and stuff. And great, I live on campus, but you don't realize how much stuff is off campus that you have to drive to, or
Yeah.
it's just going to all these events, or say my friends are busy, it's like I have to rely on them to go to the grocery store when they want to. Or I like thrifting and I don't mind going thrifting by myself. I don't mind eating out by myself. I don't mind doing stuff by myself. But I have no way to get there in some days, or meeting like new friends like that don't live here, and I can't just meet them in the middle because and it'd be too far for them when you're not super close to drive all the way here.
Right.
And then, so I just feel like it's really frustrating and it takes a toll. It makes you depressed and anxious in the sense that depressed because you're like, oh my God, I can't do all of this. And it goes back to your self-worth. It makes you feel hopeless. But then also it gives you anxiety because it's like, what does that mean for the future? Like, how am I gonna be able to pull together and figure all of that out? And I feel so if we had people to look up to or someone to guide us or
Yeah.
something. And I wish there was like more like, I don't know, like counselors specialized in disability or something because then they would understand you on a deeper level.
Totally.
It is something that I mean, I'm sure you can go to a regular one and they'll help you through it, but it's just something about someone being specialized in it, whether that's the knowledge or they have firsthand experience. And I just feel like in times when you're just so down about your life and about what you can't do or about your future, it just helps to
Yes.
have
It's hard feeling like you're too much and also not enough at the same time.
It's crazy. Oh my
You
God,
say
I've never seen
you
someone put
see
it
how
like that.
much of that. Yes.
Wow. Oh my God, stop. That's literally like a whole elevation to me. How I feel like I'm too much, like I'm a burden. I need this, I need that. I'm like extra. Even like I feel like with my emotions, but then not enough because my CP makes me feel inadequate. Oh my God, that I can't do every. Bro, that you just summed it up in 2 lines.
I summed it up, but it's not true also. I want to put that
No,
up.
it's
Not true. Yeah, so also when I think of leadership, I would also thought, I'm sorry, we're kind of going off kilter here, but bear with me. I also think what authentic leadership would look like. You do see some like I social media is like where everyone gets everything right now.
yeah, nowadays.
Especially if you're under like 40 or even yeah. So
Instagram, TikTok.
yeah, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, true, whatever. I do see some people with CP, but I don't know. What does authentic leadership look like? I don't think it's someone who doesn't barely looks like they have CP telling you CP's okay. Like, that's not, to me, what it should be.
Yeah. And I feel like with social media, if you even had that leader, it would be very superficial because like social media only portrays the highlights. You would just hear like,
Right.
"Oh, it's okay that you have CP," and it's like obviously you want to be uplifted, but then it kind of undermines the darker moments and it makes them feel unrelatable because they're only like showing the good days. Like, oh my God, I
Right.
went to the beach today. Look at this new accomplishment, which is great. You need to celebrate the wins,
Yeah.
and you can't just milk in the sadness forever. But sometimes that's just what you need is someone to be like, hey, I understand how you feel. I look
Yeah.
at these are my experiences, but look at how much I've overcome and look at where I am now.
Yeah, and that's not to diminish anyone on social media or pick out anyone in particular.
No,
It's
I'm just saying
just,
the general
yeah,
trend.
I just, and what it's gonna take is a tremendous amount of courage at the end of the day to be open and honest with people on that front. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's really hard to be vulnerable, even just in like interpersonal interactions.
Yeah,
But when it's on a mass scale and it's on the internet and it's permanent, that scares people more. They don't want
yeah,
their public
yeah,
image to be ruined. And I think if we all just loosened up and were a little bit more real and didn't just show the highlights,
yeah,
that could be normalized because we all go through it and it's just
yeah,
embarrassing and taboo because no one wants to talk about it. No
right.
one wants to show it.
No one, including me. I'll call myself out.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I say that, but I'm guilty too. I think
Yeah.
because
Um.
it's just been ingrained into us as a society.
Yeah. Actually, I had this clip because I really want to do a Ask Me Anything. AMA. Sorry.
Yeah.
Um.
Oh, like when an able-bodied person would come in
Yes.
and just
And
put
I.
out.
So you seen the video he posted a couple days ago, last week. And before that, I spent an hour and a half recording me saying the exact same thing, but I hated it so much. I
Oh
kept
my
redoing
God.
it and redoing it and redoing it to the point I gave up.
You have such a pretty voice. Oh
Shut
my.
up, son.
No, you do.
I
But I can
one more time.
But honestly, I get that you're insecure of it, but like it keeps it real. Like that.
That's also what Layla was telling me. Layla, I forget now. Layla. She said my voice makes this podcast true to what it stands for. And I have to learn to accept that. And
Yeah,
do I accept it right now? No. But
which is
someday I hope
okay.
I do.
Like 1 second, oh, we started this. Oh my God, I love my voice, and I'm not gonna be insecure about it. I feel like because you're having to practically retrain your brain, right?
Yeah.
Breaking years, decades of thought process. That does not happen overnight. That doesn't even happen
Right.
in weeks. That doesn't happen in months. Like it's a big work in progress because it is something that is so deeply rooted. It is an insecurity, and it is just a lot to completely
Do you want
change.
to hear the homework she gave me?
Yeah, what's it? What's the
She
homework?
told me to record a phrase like, I am Sarah, this is my voice, I'm okay with my voice. And she told me to
Affirmation.
record it and listen to it every single day. And
Hmm.
I was like,
Exposure therapy plus affirmations.
yes.
I mean,
I'm
gotta
like,
be
oh
some
my god. See, that's the hardest test I have ever had in my life
right.
ever.
Oh my God. Yeah, I can imagine how daunting that is. Like something that you dread and you don't want to hear, and now it's like you're forced to hear it on repeat.
Every day. Yeah, so I'm still slowly processing it.
I turned it You off. Can work up to it. I believe in you.
So, moving on to transitions within employment and education. I've been out of the game for such a long time. Do you want to kind of fill us in, Sonia, on the processes you've been having to go through?
Oh my God, it's so hard. Unbelievably hard. I feel like you already have this thing like with CP, you're like, okay, I feel like my occupations that I can go to are limited. And then when I walk in the interview, they can see I'm disabled. How are they gonna perceive that? Do I mention it? When do I talk about accommodations? It's just a lot when it comes to employment. And it's scary because it feels like you're at a disadvantage for something that's out of your control. And I mean, I'm not here to say, oh, it's so great. They don't care. You're gonna get like the first job you apply to. I'm struggling. I still am, and I swear there was this one time where I didn't get the job because of my disability. Like where you're in your apartment, you have the front desk people that give tours, give packages when people come down to get them. And it was a group interview, and I just could tell right when I walked in. And the issue is that it wasn't some older person, it was the current girl in the position. I just
Mm,
saw the way she looked at me. She didn't give me it was already done. She didn't give me a chance. And the other kids were even like, wow, you were so good. They thought I was gonna get a call back, and I didn't. And I'm like, okay. So it is really hard. I think despite DEI, there are times where people just can discriminate because there's no way to directly call them out. They can just refuse or come up with other stuff, or just what they love to say is the other candidate was more qualified. And but then I think that's also helpful because that means when you do get that job, you will be part of a culture that is really good. And I think it's important that more than getting a job you like, you need to work for a place that you love, because then naturally you will grow to like like your job. Because if you're in and only enjoy your job, but you're there for 40 hours a week and it's just a miserable environment. You can't do with your manager. That becomes insufferable really, really quick. And so
and
I just go, oh, go ahead.
I can almost picture it. You are already, maybe you got hired on, and like you already feel like an outsider, that no one's treating you as an equal, and like
Yeah.
it's almost a way to force you out as well. Who would want to stay in that environment as well? Because I've heard of stories like that, where they made a person feel so uncomfortable they had no choice but to leave. So,
Yeah. So then it looked then it's like, oh, we didn't tell them to leave. We didn't kick them out.
right.
But it's but because of their actions, you had to give in and just go. But then they get to defend themselves because they weren't the one who let you go. And that's just a really sad thing to see. But on a brighter note, I did get an internship and they were so nice. I had emailed my recruiter. This was after I got it. I would say to request accommodations once you sign the offer letter. And so it was all done, background check cleared, offer letter signed. And I just emailed him a couple weeks before I was gonna start, and I was just like, hey, I just have, and I think it's a lot about your wording. You don't want to make it seem like you're asking a lot because you never are. You're just doing it so and you can perform the job better. And you want to word it in a way where it's like, so then I can maximize my capabilities. So it
Yeah.
doesn't seem like you're trying to like cop out or have it easier. It's, which obviously I know you are, but to genuinely show them that you want to perform the highest quality work. And obviously, in the way they are, they want their employees to be the most productive because that was what make them profitable. So you just have to word it in a way. And so I just told them like, oh, hey, I just need this accommodation. It will make it easier for me to work and I'll be able to work more efficiently. And he responded so quick. He was like, "Oh yeah, that's no problem. I called IT, I tested it out. It was super easy. I will note this down." And he's like, "I will convey this message to your manager." And literally on the first day when she was getting me all set up, like all of the other like people, like the first day people, they all had like their managers like getting them like set in, acquainted. And she's like, "Here, we can call IT right now and get this set up." And IT was great and it was pretty easy. So my point is that it is a long struggle. It is an
Mhm.
uphill battle. I got countless rejections, but once you find something, it becomes so worth it, you know. It's gonna
Yeah.
be, I don't feel like you should settle for less out of desperation.
Mhm.
And I feel in this day and age, employment's hard for anybody. Like I know my friends, the market just dog shit. Like even like my able-bodied friends are having such a hard time. And you
Yeah.
hear things like people are like, "Oh, I got my degree. It's been 2 years and I can't find a job." So it's not, I wouldn't be so hard on yourself and like just be like, "Oh, it's my CP. I'm never gonna get a job. I'm always gonna be employed." Because a lot of people face that worry and it's not true. You know that you're capable. You can perform the job just as well as anyone. It just might take some extra time and effort. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love what you said about the wording because that is so important when you're doing your resume too. You know, but you just want to paint yourself in the best light, but do it authentically and in words that don't undermine yourself either. I
Your
used,
resume is basically like a bragging sheet. Flub it up a
yeah.
little bit, but obviously not too much
Muck
where
it up, yeah. Um, that's really important. I did find a few recent sources. They put the links below, but it's called Ability One Program, and that's connecting people with significant disabilities to federal employment. I will
yeah,
say you need very specific amount of like education. Like they're very specific federal
how
jobs.
these assistant programs are, I feel.
Yeah. And 'cause I really want to be a contractor and I got
Oh,
my degree and I would have to. No, I'm not saying I'm above it, but I would have to
yeah.
get an internship at 32, you know. So, which I would have no problem doing, but
There's
it's
no shame in that. An internship just to
no,
get experience.
I
Most of
would
them
not,
say
I would love to do that, but
it's really you
I
full-time like a
can't.
job.
Yeah, I can't do that right now. Maybe when Annie's in school or something. But
Yeah, I mean
yeah,
next maybe this August.
I know the government is pro hiring people with disabilities. So if you're really struggling, you can always start
Government
there
work.
and find a sometimes your state will have a service that helps people with disabilities find jobs. Sometimes they're not so great, but if you find a really good counselor, I think they're called that counselor.
Yeah, like a VR counselor, like ours is Texas Workforce Commission.
Yes,
And they can either be really great or really bad, but
right.
it's worth
Like,
a try.
right. And, like everyone, some people just have jobs because they need a job, and
Right.
some people enjoy their job. So
The goal of me want to be more passionate.
that's a couple of things I found. Also, there's the National Disability Rights Network, and that's a national advocacy network that can support your legal rights at work, school, and beyond. So if you are being mistreated, no, that's not right. And you
No,
can,
never let yourself be treated like
yeah,
that.
and if you need to go the legal route, do that because you have every right and you're a human. You deserve to get a job and provide for yourself, you know? So if
Yeah,
you
equal
get
opportunity.
mistreated, don't stand for that.
No. Especially out of fear. I feel like don't be afraid because of what they can do, whoever is mistreating you. And I get
Yeah.
it's intimidating because this justice system is fucked up. But I think that there's this resource and you should use it because you don't deserve that. You have a voice and you should use it and advocate for yourself and not let someone get away out of that. And in fact, when you're in that situation, they manipulate you to think they have all this power, all this upper hand. There's nothing you can do that. If you go talk and tell someone blah 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 blah, but it's like that's just a fear tactic. You shouldn't let that get to you because they know their ass could be whooped.
Yeah, edit that out. That was anyways, also, when you think about transitioning, it's also a part of like a natural part to think about your visibility and your representation. So we often get treated like children, and
Mhm.
that can be so heartbreaking when you're
It's meaning.
18, 19, 20-year-old going out into the world, trying to find your own, trying to be independent, and you just
Mhm.
constantly get faced with this realization that people don't identify you as your own individual. They see you as this, disabled, non-understanding person. You gotta face some hard truth that people are gonna misjudge you often. And
It's inevitable.
yeah, it's inevitable. And I think it's how you handle those situations. Like, obviously, I'm telling you this now because I didn't handle them with grace and dignity like I should. But there are ways to like step away from the situation and be like, okay, this person just doesn't understand what's going on. I can either inform them or walk away. I don't have to make I don't have to let them make me feel bad about myself. Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Yeah, sometimes you just can't let people's get words get to you. Words are just words, and I know they hurt. And I think another thing is when we have CP, when someone sees us as a child, we feel the need like I have to prove them wrong. I have to show myself, which is great that you know you're better than that, but that's just exhausting. Some people like that can't be changed, and you're just wasting your time and energy that could be poured into something else. It's not worth it. Sometimes as much as it sucks, is that you just let people believe what they want. But I
Mhm.
get when it's more on occasion where it sucks when like they use a child and it's blocking you from
Yeah.
an opportunity. That is beyond frustrating. I it's because it sucks when you're not taken seriously in that sense. But if it's just in passing, it's like the people are ignorant.
Yeah, and I used to respond to that with just getting so emotional to the point where I'm almost crying. And it was just an emotional response for me every time. Throughout the years, I had to learn to stop and not get so emotional about these things, even though they hurt so bad. You gotta
Literally.
you gotta compose yourself because then you do just look like a child, you do
That's
just,
true. You're proving their
no.
point. It's hard. Emotional regulation, I feel, is one of the hardest things.
Yeah, I feel like that's a little bit of advice I would love to share. Just breathe, take a minute, don't let it get you so upset to the point where you're getting hot. You feel the tears welling up in your eyes.
Oh
Don't
my
get
God,
to that
totally.
point. Yeah, it's easy to say don't do that, but try
Right,
to,
it's easier said
yeah.
than done for sure.
And I think it's something that comes with lived experience and time. But if you can learn to just not take the words they're saying and let it manipulate your emotions, you'll be so much better off for it. Again, I
Yeah,
know just saying don't get sick.
never feel sadness. Like, no,
Yeah,
like that's impossible. But
yeah,
I think you're so right. Like as we grow older, we start caring less what people think, which is great. You grow more into yourself. You know who you are, and I think that just comes with time, building that self confidence, and that's when you will know like who you really are, and what people say will phase you less. So I
right.
guess it all, as people say, this sounds so cliche, self love, and it's like if you have that, you are less affected by this shit.
Yeah, and I think it's more than love. It's like dignity within yourself
Yeah,
and
respect. Yeah.
respect and just finding the courage to, even if these people truly are evil and they're not just ignorant of the situation, just rise
Hmm.
above it and just don't let it interfere with your life to the point where you don't leave the house. Because I did
Yeah.
that. I didn't want to leave the house. I
Oh
didn't
my
want to do
God.
anything.
Yeah, because you have to also think like the people that are doing this aren't thinking twice about it. So
Yeah,
again, easier said than done.
yeah,
Don't waste your energy when the other person is not even phased. It's like you're just stopping your potential. You're stopping your enjoyment.
right.
You're giving them the power that they had wanted to by letting it affect you.
Yeah, and also, before I forget about this point, you can get financial aid for going to college if you,
Yeah,
I'll
I
find.
get it.
Yeah, I'll find the resource and I'll put it below. I don't have it in front of me right now. But if you maintain certain GPA and you take a certain number of class credits, they will reimburse you for
Yeah,
tuition, books. They'll even
I
give
paid in
you,
full. I don't pay tuition.
yes, and I mean, that's incredible. Literally,
No,
that is
so
incredible.
grateful for that.
I mean, you probably would have had $100,000 in
Yeah,
debt
it
by
adds
now.
up. Like, I mean, I go to a cheap in-state school, but it's still not cheap.
Now,
And
um, I bet
you
it's
will have
30. Go ahead, Terry.
I was just gonna say it's not easy to get it. I had to go back and forth, email her 10,000 times, call
Yeah,
her. She was not wanting to give it. But it's like if you are persistent on them, sometimes you gotta be a bitch, for lack of a better
oh,
term.
oh,
When it
absolutely.
comes to your rights and for yourself, it's like you have to. Like, if I had, it's not like they're just gonna be like, oh, you have CP, oh, you're hard of hearing, oh, you have this blindness, oh, you have mobility issues. Here you go. Here's your tuition waiver. I wish. No,
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, you're the one who has to look out for yourself. It's a process in this country to get what you deserve. And
yeah,
so my thing
and
would be just to not back down.
amen. Yeah, I didn't even know I got this until I went back to college. Like I
Mm-hmm.
quit college, and then I went back to finish my degree. But I
Yeah.
didn't even realize I could have had my whole tuition paid had I known about the service,
Right, but
So,
they don't.
and I recommend you go to college, especially if you don't know what you want to do with your life. At least try.
I respectfully disagree with that.
Okay, that's fair.
I
What's your point?
I think it's great to go to college. I think it's great if you go to trade school, but I also think it's great if you don't. And I think if you don't know what you want to do in life, please, please, please don't go get a degree just to please your parents just because society tells you, and then you're not going to know what the hell to do with that degree. I would say take a gap semester, figure it out, work, travel, discover your interests, and then go to college. I feel like otherwise you might just get like a degree in, I don't know. This happened to my friend. She like, well, she just switched her path. She was like, oh, I kind of want to be a lawyer. She just loved the idea of it. And so she majored in criminology, criminal justice, whatever. And then now she's graduating with a degree and she's like, I don't care about this program. I don't want to work in crime. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. So my point is, I think education's great. It is a privilege. If you can go to college, you probably should go, but please have a plan before. And my thing is, I think you should just like pick a major. This is gonna be controversial. I don't think you should just pick a major that you like. I think you should know what career you want and what major it takes to get that career. Okay? Like, I don't know. That's just
Yeah,
me. Sorry.
no, I think that's smart. My fiance, he is a pipe fitter. He didn't go to college, and he encourages people to do the trades route. And they say AI is gonna take away all the jobs.
A
And
lot of white collar jobs. It's really sad. Even
yeah,
though like they would always say comp sci is a great degree, like so good. And it's like a really hard ass degree. And now that is the degree that has the most highest unemployment rate. Such a prestigious degree. But I feel like trade school, you become an electrician. Like how the hell is AI gonna replace that?
I know.
And you make good money doing it.
Yeah, he does. He makes it. I mean, we're not rich, but I mean, he does great for himself. They used to say go into coding and all that, and
Yeah,
now
like exactly.
that's just completely gonna
They do
be.
AI does such a good job with that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and
Um,
it's really sad. Like I wanted to used to want to do journalism, but that's gone with AI. It does all the writing. I've actually seen like it's really sad how people will write something and they will say that it's made by AI. Let me help you humanize it when it was purely written by a human. And I'm like, oh my God, and all the digital art that looks so good, but it's taking away from the creative aspect of a human designing it. Sorry, what were you saying? I just
oh, I was gonna ask you, do they talk about AI in your classes and stuff, and the ramification of it and such?
Honestly, yeah, a lot of my professors do, especially I have a very discussion-based class and we
Right.
have a
No.
copious amount of time talking about AI. And yeah, I mean, it's a really real thing. I mean, it's a debate of like, when is too far. I think we need to stop right now, and we should have even gone. Because did you see like how AI can like take someone's voice and you can like totally manipulate it into saying whatever you want?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like it's so scary.
Like they make music, they make entirely made up videos. I mean, and they look so
Yeah,
real and they sound so real. It
it's crazy.
it's
Yeah, my
scary.
teacher, it's so scary. One of the benefits which was really helpful but it can be misused is my teacher like put in like this huge case study and she like was like can you create a little podcast and the AI made like a 20-minute video and it was so crazy. It's like if she hadn't told me it sounded like real people. They had like the visuals too where you could see them like it's just like with like they developed a PowerPoint.
And I don't even think that it's been like, it's just this year it's gotten so much better. Just a
So
single
quick.
year.
Oh
It's,
my God. And the sad thing is, it makes us brain dead.
yeah.
If I don't know something, I'll just ask ChatGPT, or if I can't think of an idea, or can't figure out a question in my assignment, I ask ChatGPT, and I'm like, it's just like a go-to thing where we just don't even want to think because we can just type and ChatGPT. So like it's way easier than Google because you can go back and forth with it to really get what you want to know. And it's like really sad because I'm like, how the fuck did I graduate high school without ChatGPT?
It wasn't when you were in high school, was it? You
No,
didn't
that's
have,
what I'm saying. How did I
yeah.
graduate without it? I couldn't imagine now. That's what
I
I'm
mean,
saying. It's making us degenerate.
yeah, and it also makes me scared for like my grandma and that generation.
Oh my
Like,
God.
are
Yeah.
they going to be completely cut off? Like, if they don't adapt to this new way of thinking, and this, it kind of scared me for them
It's really
also.
scary because they weren't raised on an ounce of technology, so they already have a hard enough time
Yeah.
adapting. And now it's like all my professors like are like you got to learn how to use AI. Some of them don't even discourage it because they're like it's used in the workplace to make it more efficiently. And I feel with older people, it's like it makes it easier, right, to send out like phishing emails, scams, and they
Exactly.
believe
Yes.
everything that they see, and now
The,
they've become and they look so real. It's
yes.
scary. Like,
Yeah, all my grandma does is look at QVC.
oh my God, not QVC. Stop. I've low key gotten a couple things from there.
I have to.
I got this really cool flameless candle, but it looks like it's flaming. It still like has the nice, satisfying crackling sound. Like I'm like, oh, that's the coolest thing ever.
That,
And
that, that's
you
some sexy ambiance right there.
oh my,
No fire.
yeah, there you go. During foreplay, oh, set the tone.
Tickle,
I'm like,
tickle.
girl, that's so good.
Alright, well, guys, I think we're gonna end it on that note. So,
There,
this
yeah,
is,
go enjoy sexy time. Just kidding.
yeah, with your crackle, your fake crackling candle there, guys. This is a podcast that celebrates strength and character, determination, and bold spirit. In other words, Moxie, we're here to be a voice for the CP community, sharing our experiences, insights, and advice. We are your CP friends, and together we can change this narrative on CP one episode at a time. And also, if you'd like to be on the show, if you have any questions or comments, we'd love to hear from
We
you.
want feedback. We want to hear from you
We want
guys.
it. We want it all. The good, the bad, the ugly, the silly. We want it. We love it. We love
Literally
you
anything and
guys.
everything.
Bye.
Yeah, you can message us here. You can in the comments below, email us, Instagram, message us.
Yeah,
So thank you guys.
we are everywhere. We're
Can't
coming.
escape us.
No, we're coming to you. Bye.
Bye.